What's going on YouTube? JT's1 here. Welcome to another edition of After the Movie. I went and saw Annabelle Comes Home a few days ago, and I'm here to talk about it. So, Annabelle Comes Home, it's the third film in the Annabelle series. It's, like 6 or 7 in the Conjuring Universe. And it's kind of like, I consider this one like Conjuring 1.5 or 2.5 in a way, because it's much more closer to a Conjuring film than I'd say Annabelle. It's kind of like the two franchises merging together. So, the plot of this, to describe this movie best of all, is it's a combination of Adventures in Babysitting, Night at the Museum, what was the other one I was going to say, and Cabin in the Woods. It's a like a trifecta. If you took those three movies, kind of put them in a blender, you'd get this movie. It's much more comedic than the previous Annabelle films. In fact, this one's not a serious movie at all. I mean, it's got some serious moments, it's got some scares in there, but it feels more like a fun haunted house movie than something else in the Conjuring films. And I'm really glad they did it. I'm glad they went with a very different tone. The Warrens are back, Ed and Lorraine, like Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. I can't stress this enough, but those two are so likable in their roles that you can't help but smile when they're on screen. I wish they were in the movie a bit more, but I understood going into this movie that they were supporting characters in this movie. I mean, the movie kind of opens up with them, and then it kind of closes with them, but just seeing them back in their roles, you know, they walk into it, it's like a comfy pair of shoes. Like, no matter it, as long as those two are on screen, like, you can't help but smile. Like, they're the most wholesome, like, Christian superheroes. Like, especially in today's day and age, you don't get characters like this in movies. They're so likable. They're just such wholesome, good people that I just smile whenever I see them on screen. Like, Ed is great, Lorraine is great, and this one kind of follows their daughter, and it's set between it's set between, in terms of the timeline, this takes place before Conjuring 2, and I think it takes place before Curse of La Llorona, in terms of the universe timeline. And it's set after Conjuring 1. So the Warrens have just been found out about, like, what they can do after the events of the first Conjuring film. And there's this one girl, like, they're babysitting their daughter. Like, this one girl's babysitting their daughter, and then her friend comes in here, hears about the Warrens situation, goes into their room, basically unleashes Annabelle, who then unleashes all these different spirits. We even get fucking werewolves in this movie, and I was kind of cracking up about it. And they got to kind of stop Annabelle, who's just going all sorts of crazy, just releasing all sorts of fun, spooky, haunted house things. Like I said, the scares aren't necessarily there as much. I mean, there's a few ones that you can kind of jump. It's better than the first Annabelle. In fact, I actually like this one a little. It's more fun than Annabelle Creation. Annabelle Creation is pretty solid in its own right, but I think this one I liked a bit more. Maybe because, the Warrens are back in it for a good chunk of screen time, and it's just a more fun haunted house film. And I like the idea that, like, if the Warrens walk away, like, you kind of have, like, this own little, like, haunted museum of, like, spooky things that go on. I just think it was kind of a fun little movie. Acting is okay all around. The one girl who who gets the Annabelle doll to unleash things is the definition of a really dumb character. I mean, she does a lot of stupid stuff in the film, but you kind of understand a little bit why she's doing some stuff. But at the same time, I was like, okay, here's this fucking idiot. Like, the whole audience was groaning, like, oh my gosh, you moron, what are you doing? And yeah, it's just kind of a fun little movie. There's no post-credit scenes at all. It tonally felt really off from the other Conjuring films. It's a fun haunted house movie. That's the best way to describe it. It's not fully serious. It tries to go more for a fun movie, and I appreciate it. It gives it a distinct tone amongst the Conjuring films, and it does a nice job wrapping up kind of the Annabelle storyline going into Conjuring 1 and 2, per se. So, yeah, I recommend Annabelle Comes Home. I thought it was a good time. Like I said, acting was fine. Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson, wish they were in it a little bit more, but because I like the Warrens so much in these films, they're just great. And I'm looking forward to Conjuring 3, because it's going to be all about them. But they got their daughter in there now, so I guess if she continues to do more movies, that's cool, I guess. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything else I can really say about it. I mean, this is a very short video, but I just liked Annabelle Comes Home. I mean, granted, there's some dumb stuff. There's very minimal jump scares, surprisingly, which is nice. There's little demons that kind of come in there. They get kind of creative with someone. Like, there's like a little TV thing. Like I said, the werewolf comes into there, and I'm thinking, like, are they going to do werewolves in the next movie? I know James Wan wanted to do it, but they actually have werewolves in this movie. And some of the humor is a bit awkward. It doesn't always land, but it's definitely a more fun, entertaining film than, say, like Nun or La Llorona. But some people may not appreciate that about it. They may want something a little bit more serious, or some people may come away from this one like, you know what, I had a pretty damn good time with it. And I think a lot of people will come away like, okay, that was a pretty fun one. So, yeah, that's the main takeaway I have for it. Take it for what it's worth. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of Annabelle Comes Home. You excited about the future of the Conjuring universe? I think this one shows that there's still some life left. And I'm looking forward to Conjuring 3. And then after that, I think they're doing some more Conjuring films. But I'm glad we have a horror shared universe. So that's all I appreciate about it. Because, we got the only shared universes really left around. We have like the DC movie universe, whatever they're doing with that, Marvel Cinematic Universe, Monsterverse, and then we have the Conjuring universe. I'm just glad we have something for horror. So it's kind of fun to do. Even if all the movies aren't great, I still go see them. I still support them because I don't want the universe to end, per se. And I think this one is going to be the one that pushes this franchise over $2 billion. So, yeah. I enjoyed it. I think most people will, for the most part. And have a good time. So, yep, let me know in the comment section below what you thought of Annabelle Comes Home. We'll chat about it some more. Comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And I will see you next time as we talk about... I think next week is Spider-Man Far From Home. But yes, I'm all caught up on videos, so I shall see you all later. Take care now. Bye-bye then.